5 reasons why people become boot people. We gotta get to New York first, and that starts at 3:20 in the morning.
You're going to kill me.
Yes, I know. I would never make you drive. Both of those bags checking all the NYX employees. I feel left out without a travel bag now. In The Foundation by Isaac Asimov, the first line says, his name was Gal Dornick. He was just a country boy that had never seen Trantor before. Even though Nick is dressed like a country boy, I was definitely Gal Dornick, who had never seen Trantor. Are you gonna read the book or?
Should have provided crew member instruction lighted science poster placards.
Hopefully nobody gets lost in the big city. You're a lone country man. You got the tow bug and everything. Can't see them though, they're not in the sun. You gotta get your toe bugs in the sun. Turn your toes into the sun. No?
There's no sun.
It's right there. We're walking to Industry City, where boot camp is held right now, so I get to grab all my camera gear and walk with it for about an hour. So wish me luck in the new boots. So this will be a good break-in experience, or a bad one, I guess. This is in the hotel room. Even hotels, if you want to get a nice juicy pump while you're what is that working? Is that a lunge and a lat pulled? Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Nick and I both have brand new boots on, so we'll see how the 2.5 mile journey patinas these, and how it patinas the skin on our feet as well. What are your thoughts?
A lot of people don't know this, but the greatest patina is the patina of the mind. The aging and the knowledge of a human being is the best patina that we know so little about.
We only use 10% of our brain, but the same is true for our feet. With Nick's boots, you can unlock the other 90%. Trapped on the other side of the street.
You guys want to take a group picture here?
Only in a little bit of pain. They're holding up well. I'm sure Nick's doing great all the way there, wherever he is. Coolest dog in New York City. Very cool. We made it to Industry City. Boot camp is coming up. Just walked 2 miles in the tankers. And not feeling too bad. Definitely some pain after the 2 miles, but I think that that pain is necessary. I gotta put miles on these things to bring out the black wax flesh. So this is a pretty fun time to do it. Got a cool event to walk around all day, people to talk to and ask some questions. So I'm gonna get a lot of miles on these things in New York. I'm gonna figure out why boot people are boot people. Leather. So it's day 1 of the actual event. Yesterday we went, Yesterday we went and set up and hung out with some of the other people at the convention so far and walked around the industry city buildings, which are awesome. It's so sick. It's just a bunch of factories that have been turned into a bunch of businesses, all right next to each other in one condensed place. So it's a pretty cool venue for the boot convention. There's a shoemaker in the building that hopefully I get to interview. And we'll see what the actual event looks like. We're gonna go around, talk to some people, look at some booths, and hopefully have a good time. Maybe we'll have a terrible time.
I am stoked for today. It's about all I have to say. But this has been a long time coming.
On our way to the venue itself. Are you excited, Luke?
I'm very excited.
Oh, there's me. Yo! Oh my god. What are these beautiful boots, Lucas?
More about it.
Oh, okay.
Top secret.
Not yet, not yet.
Top secret.
We got another couple hours. What? Hour? How long until the event?
We got about an hour, 2 hours.
Thank you. It's a little bit bigger than the case you made for it.
Yeah. That was for knickknacks.
Oh.
Are you using all the catch-alls?
Yeah, perfect. The show itself went amazing. We were handing out free belts, and people kept trying to figure out what the catch was. And the catch was, if there's not one in your size, then we don't have a belt for you. Sorry. But if you find it, it's your size, you like it, we'll throw a buckle on it, and you can take it home today. Howdy. Sorry?
How much are these belts?
They're free.
Oh, they're free?
Yep, we have a sizing belt somewhere.
Okay, I'm slowing down for a second. I'm gonna take a drink of coffee.
All right. I'll cover for you while you're doing it.
Thank you. They're walking in their brand new dome boots, 2.5 miles.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Their feet are probably toast.
The second day, I endeavored to figure out what makes people boot people, how they become it, and what paths led them to footwear specifically, as I still think, even working here for 2 years about, that it's just a weird thing to be into. At what point did you decide that you're going to hyperfixate on just these boots and this world and leather and all of the minutia that goes along with that, which is immense? So that's this part of the video.
I walked into a shoe repair shop in the town I was living in, and I just asked them, hey, do you guys have any, I mean, I know you guys repair, but making is totally different. Do you have any experience making shoes? And the guy, Robert, just like looked over out of the back of the shop and yelled at me and like invited me into the back of the shop, yelled at me in a good way, you know. Hey, come back here. And he said, you know what? A kid your age just walked in here 2 weeks ago with the exact same question. That was Jerem Drummond, who he's on Instagram, and we became really good friends. And he got me into denim. He got me more into boots. I was just interested in making boots, but for sure the way this has impacted my life the most is just meeting people.
Sticky note number 1. Meeting people and being a part of a community.
You know, I met Robert and his wife Darlene. They're incredible. I went back home to visit this Christmas, and it was on my list to go visit them, and we had dinner with Jerem. I met Jerem. I met Ticho, Patrick Gessner. I met Nick English, Stridewise. You know, and now I'm here. I'm going to meet more people in the 20 hours of this event than I will the whole rest of the year. So I'm really grateful for all of that. It's really about the people you meet along the way.
Yeah.
My first job, when I was 18, I started working at a leather wholesalers and leather goods manufacturer. That's where I met Chris. And then later on down the line, he offered me a job after I'd left there. There's like several jobs in between. Leather armour for LARPing and reenactment purposes. Yes, it was all press cut and then embossed using like metal plates, essentially, with the patterns already engraved into it. And then I would rivet the pieces together, construct the pieces of armour. So you'd have chest pieces, pauldrons, van braces, and then once it was constructed, you'd stain it all with a top stain finish, and then I would age it. Using the stain itself, because it collect around the rivets, so it looked like it had wear and dirt on it. And then I'd get some steel wool and take back the stain, so it'd have like worn sections on the embossing, so it looked
Like,
really cool.
Do you know what Warhammer is?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when they do dirty washes or...
Yeah, and it collects in all the grooves. And yeah, exactly the same principle, basically.
But for real armor.
Yeah, for actual armor. Yeah, and then that's essentially I was running out of work and not earning enough money to live, so then I bumped into Chris again, and he offered me a job here. So that's where it all started, really. I was familiar with the other work that we've got on display here, with the trainers, and then he was starting in Woodford, and it sounded exactly what I'd like to do. So yeah, it was ideal, really. I mean, it was nice to see like the leather in its finished form, like so you got from like the very start when you were selling the hides to the completed product when you got the shoe at the end, and it was like I've seen it from beginning to end now, and it's like it completes the circle. Yeah.
Reason 2, being a part of the process or circle, making or customizing.
My name is Mallory Spadaro. I live here in the city in Brooklyn.
And you made your own boots?
Yeah.
Those are...
I made these. I studied with Lisa Sorrell in Oklahoma in 2017. This is the first pair that I made. I was living in Beijing in like 2014, 2015, and I saw someone making shoes there in like a little storefront. And it was like astounding to me, because I had always thought of footwear as sort of like a factory exclusive kind of trade. Like shoes were made in factories, and so to see someone like with hand tools and lasts and making footwear by hand, it was just kind of a revelation for me.
Reason 3, an epiphany of quality. You try it on and you can't wear anything else ever again. Or an epiphany of worldview, realizing this can be done by hand by anyone. And life is similar. No one has to tell you what you can and cannot do. You just have to try and do it.
And I decided that I wanted to study that. And that has ever since then kind of led me everywhere that I've been. I studied in Florence at Stefano Bemer for 6 months in 2017, and then I spent the latter half of that year with Lisa Sorel, who is a premier bootmaker in the States, studying with her for the next 6 months. And then I ran out of money, so I had to move back to New York.
Not a great place to move when you run out of money.
I was already based here, so it was okay. But basically, since then, I've kind of been wanting, like, biding my time, trying to figure out how to make shoes, having studied it. I ended up with a job in footwear. I work in, like, footwear design. And then just recently, at the beginning of this year, I started renting out a little studio space in Dumbo.
I'm trying to film a video over here.
I sunk a bunch of money into it, got a bunch of equipment, and I'm trying to start making again. So really, like, my whole life has been affected by handmade. For the last, decade. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty crazy journey.
It's been wild.
So are these inspired by any places that you were or studied or something?
Yeah, good question. So the buildings on them are the bell and the drum tower in Beijing, China. So I had spent a few years living in Beijing. I loved my time there. And so when I was making these boots, it was the first time I'd done sort of this inlay and overlay. And I just decided that I wanted to represent those buildings, which meant a lot to me, just sort of metaphorically. These are calf. The boots are in calf. And then this is a baby calf here. And a lot of the trims and inlay overlay is done with kangaroo.
Those are awesome.
Thanks. They're a bit wild. Little funky. I don't know if I would make the same pair now. But I wanted to rep something that I've made here. So.
That's awesome.
We've been discussing off camera the attention to detail. I mean, I'm a practicing attorney, so attention to detail is what people pay for. So I already lived that way, and then to find people who are so meticulous and careful about creating the footwear and artists and artisans at the same time is a lot of fun to be a part of. Even as only the consumer. I mean, I don't stitch anything, but I can keep it clean and I can keep it polished and
appreciate it. Time.
And these, because everything can be in this world reconditioned, you really have a long relationship with every pair that you own if you want to. And that's part of the attraction is that these actually can be passed to someone else at some point if you want to.
Reason 4, quality to pass on to your kids, or if you work in a trade where nothing else cuts it.
So, the polish, the fussing, the polishing, the brushing, all the different products that you can bring, or sometimes, like we were discussing, just to watch how the oils that are already in the tanning process, already a part of the leather, you can work those to the surface. And then how the oil acts to actually protect the leather, even now when the animal is taken from is long gone.
It's really still evolving, changing.
It just feels like it's breathing. It's a sort of a living thing in a sense, even now. And for my benefit now, not the cow or the horse or whatever.
And like you said, just the artistry of it. Every leather is different. Every side of the same leather is different.
Right.
And so you get something unique. And from here, handmade, and just beautiful.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. I did that to Luke yesterday, and he didn't even notice until I took it off at the end of the day.
You can order one from online for free if you want. So you can take a code of that, and you can just...
Before I even did any shoemaking lessons, before I knew I wanted to do it, I got a pair of boots, and that was the first step up from, skate shoes and sneakers. But from there, I did go kind of into shoemaking. I took 2 short classes and they were focused on shoemaking.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of, you know, fell into it. I got the bug. I was like, where do I go? What do I do?
Reason 5, the need to work with your hands. With a little bit of fate and a little bit of luck, you ended up here.
I ended up being in Italy.
Yeah.
And there's, you know, Italian makers. They make boots, but it's not quite like Nick's or, you know, a business like that where it's boot centric.
Right.
So I just kind of fell into the world of shoemaking.
Yeah.
Even though there's a large overlap. You know, if maybe I had known about Nick's in Spokane, I would have gone there.
Yeah,
it wasn't too far from where I grew up.
Has it made you happy?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely challenges, there's stress, but I mean, at the end of the day, I can come into my shop and make shoes. And if I wasn't doing what I'm doing, I'm not quite sure what I would be doing.
We're finally coming to the close of October. It is now November 1st, so October's already closed. Yesterday was Halloween. Happy Halloween. And we got some submission photos to do. The dome photos taken. That's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the first month. Look at that, that's crazy. It's already got that lightening up all the way around, got nice folds. I think these things are beautiful. And I can't wait to see how they age even further. I know that I definitely left some reasons out, so if you have your own, make sure to drop them in the comments. We can participate in the meeting people and community aspect of it. So people can share why you are, maybe stories or things that led you to boots and maybe to the channel. I'd be really interested to hear about it, read all the comments, so let me know.